the 1111 Spiritual Transit Podcast. I am Jackie, all the way from Canada, and Jay, obviously, in Australia. Love in the background today.
I'll just give it an update on what kangaroos, what the big thing about kangaroos and how dangerous they are. They're a beautiful animal, they really are, ladies and gentlemen, but they are very dangerous. Don't go near them because they've got big legs, they'll probably kick you if you get close enough. Those big red ones.
Yeah.
The big red ones.
Yeah, I've seen boxing kangaroos on YouTube or something.
What do I tell you? There you go. That's what the Americans and the Canadians do. They type in boxing kangaroo, and they say and they don't use their hands. They use their feet. Bang, bang, bang. There you go.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It is.
Welcome.
Well, it's a look. I get fascinated with the bears over in your part of town.
Yes, we do get. Well, in the mountains, there's a lot of bears.
Probably. Do they come suburbia?
If you live in any of the mountain type communities out there, then yep. And sometimes we get a few, not bears, but cougars that'll come up the river valley. But
okay. Yeah. Cougars as well. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So how have you been? What have you been doing?
I am amazing. Just working hard as always. I know that you have gotten some interesting questions over the last couple of weeks. I'm excited to hear where we're headed today.
Yeah, I'm just wearing my Bray Wyatt shirt in honor of the great man. One of those moments you have. Wrestler passed away, helped me through the spiritual awakening to get me to this point where I'm talking to this lovely lady, la-da-da-da-da. Long story, Vince McMahon, we won't go into that, but anyway. So I got this question, right? Here we go, get ready for the clickbait. So I got this question on men don't, because I sometimes go on, and I've mentioned it on comments and stuff about men don't date as much anymore. Okay, it's a general comment. All right? Now, men don't date as much anymore. Now, I have seen a decline in it. Like, I guess it's more opinion pieces that come up. That come up with regards to this topic. That's why it came up there, Jack, because some of the things that I've listened to and see with regards to growth, with my growth, is when I was looking at relationships for myself, I was wondering why, number one, I was not successful at them. Okay, I turned it back to myself, but at the same time, who was I attracting and what was going on within that? And does it happen in society? So the people I was attracting, because of the way I was, my low vibration, we do a great vibration video on our channel too. She does a wonderful talk about frequency and vibration. But also working with the shadow, that's my area. Yeah, I'm self-promoter. But once you looked into yourself, you wondered that you attracted those people. But looking at the old construct of what's happening with regards to dating these days, because what is going on down there, and what is the pure and simple point? Do you go out to actually meet someone, or are you going out to get lucky? Whatever happens, and what's really happening out there? What are the intent? And the other big thing is, I get a lot of people. I see a lot of my friends that we talk to overseas. I'm part of some of these men's groups, I guess, in some ways. And they're not bagging women. Believe me, I don't bag women. Okay, there you go. Just to give it clickbait. So, but it's a case of they love to meet someone, but the ones they're meeting, it's not really working because they just and then the question we come out with is we want to give to our lady, right? What are they giving back to us? And that's basically it. Because I don't know, the traditional sort of things go out, and I think traditional meaning masculine, feminine, they go looking at roles and stuff. You know, everyone's got masculine and feminine within them, but there's masculine and feminine roles are sort of clicked a little bit, and it's just like, I guess in a way is what's the benefit of actually finding that person, or going on multiple dates, or what's the point in some ways, because because it's harder for men to get dates, it's harder for men to actually connect with ladies in a lot of ways because there's standards now. I mean, I've seen it, especially I've seen it coming from a male's perspective. There's standards out there, and it's a bit hard. It's much harder for men. What do you think, Jack? Coming from a lady's point of view, what do you reckon? Or just,
Well, most of the men.
and this is just total opinion. Don't. This is your opinion. People, if you want facts and stuff, come and give it to us. This is our opinion. Go.
I just think people are less interested in getting into committed relationships with people who are unavailable to meet them at all levels that they want. I feel like a lot of people are becoming very clear on what a karmic relationship is and the challenges that come with the karmic relationships. And I don't think that we're just trauma bonding anymore. We're not just accepting the status quo that everything is going to be the white picket fence and this happily ever after, that you have to have kids and you have to do this in order to be happy. I don't think we as a society agree with that anymore. We are challenging the status quo. We don't want, superficial relationships. And if we're willing to hold out to find that right person or that person who's going to speak to us at that level, like, we're fine being alone. We don't have to have somebody else.
Do you think, sorry, the cut out, keep going. Sorry, we dropped out a bit. Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, it cuts out. Do you think the standards, do you think women's standards are higher?
I think women are holding themselves to a higher standard, yes. I believe that they are starting to realize the value that they bring in, and if they want something beneficial, that they have certain areas that they should not be budging on. And I think that that's true for any men or women. Like, we should hold ourselves accountable to the way we want our partners to treat us in life. And if they're not going to meet us at the level that we need, then they're not the person for us. And we should be okay to be alone, because people don't need another person to come in and make you a whole individual. You should be a whole individual, and that person comes in to enhance and benefit you. And if I'm not single out on the market, but if I was, like, I wouldn't be just jumping in with any rando.
See, we're the lovely ladies. You see, this is see, I have the issue, right? Okay, here we go, right? See, that's normal, guys, okay? And look, at the end of the day, we have a lot of opinions with regards to, guys, what do women bring to it? Because we give, money and all this kind of stuff and try to court them and all that. The courting thing was back in the day, right? Now, you see all these things, like I want to shout out Whatever podcast, Fresh and Fit podcast. There's a few other Men Need to Be Heard podcasts. There's a few others there. I just listen to see what's going on there. See, you don't get that opinion from that, like my friend over here. Okay?
Well, they're handpicking their guests, right? The women that are on that show, they're handpicking out of a select few people who are supposed to represent the general population of women, which is not true. Everybody I know is married, and they don't need a 6 foot tall, $100,000 a year person. Like, they're handpicking their guests that come on that show to fit his narrative. So let's first put that out there. But that's bullshit. He wants it to go his way, so he's going to call out women, embarrass them on his show, so that they can say something, and then he can, like, get some clickbait on it, like you want, like you said.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. So I look at it that way. Because I mean, obviously, being a pro wrestler, ex-pro wrestler, I know anything can be manipulated, right? If you're not and just that you can manipulate anything you want on content type thing. I know, I've seen it. Everyone goes, "Oh, pro wrestling's fake," and the reason why I'm saying this is because anything in power can be changed to manipulate the way you go, and she's exactly right. But again, I can't not agree with this lady here, because she's a catch. I'm a catch.
All right?
But there's a lot of people out there, and you see all these, and I'll be honest with you, Jack, I see a lot of men are misogynists if they want to go that way. Well, they don't hate women. I shouldn't say the word misogynist, but, they treat women like shit, okay? But there comes a point where women are treating men like shit, and you wonder why men are dropping off. But if you get
and I really think that, sorry to interrupt you, but I think if you are very disconnected from yourself, that you create these relationships based on fear of losing someone, or fear of being alone, or fear of whatever your fear is, these fear-based relationships, and they're never going to work. And you're always going to be in that matrix where you just care about the materialistic things. You care about the perception of the way things look online. What do your friends think? This, that, and the other. So, I mean, that's a very third dimensional experience of what a relationship is. And you have to go through those things to start to learn to understand yourself. But if you start to learn and see the patterns, then you get to know yourself on that very intimate level, and you really develop this love affair with yourself. And that's kind of like what I like about the journey.
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
I
I
love
think,
myself more. Like it's
yeah.
like that Miley Cyrus song. Who can love me better than me? Nobody.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I had to do a lot. I did a lot of soul searching when I've actually opinionated. When I found looking at all this stuff and understanding where I was going with regards to relationships. But I had to actually look back at myself and why I was attracting those people, and not to say they had qualities which I say I reckon I'll use the word gold digger or whatever you want to call. I'll use the word gold digger for the minute. Or people who are manipulating someone, they saw the good in me and they used me. And I let that happen, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what we're trying to say. Is great conversation, actually, because you don't get many people. I haven't seen any. Well, I haven't seen anything real. There should be something out there, but I think this is one of the first ones where you get two people with opposite who are the opposite sex, male and female. We won't go there anyway, but you can see the what we've done is we've gone into a safe space and looked at ourselves. Look, I'll be honest with you with regards to the way I was. My journey came, and I'm looking at until I really realised 49 and a half years ago when I went through the shadow. I know
Hi,
exactly what.
Luna.
Hello. Thank you very much for doing that. If you want to press the like, that's good. If you like the kangaroos, just press like. That'd be good. But seriously, guys, when you look back, you really reflect, and this is where we're at. We're reflecting on what we're doing, and I look at it this way: go, what was I attracting in these people that I was actually going for? Where was I personally? I was emotionally in kindergarten because of the fact I didn't realize about the fact of where I was 0 to 7, understanding the shadow, understanding myself, understanding setting boundaries, and understanding my journey where I was. And I was attracting these people, and I was basically sitting myself and basically, I could put it one way, but I'm not going to because we'll get basically say, if you walk through someone's house, say you're dating someone, right? You'd give their life to them. You'd walk through the door and go, right, leave yourself at the door. Now you're mine. And I let that happen. And I was upset about things because I wasn't looking into myself. When I looked into myself, I actually took control and actually stood up, which is when the twin flame was, Jack, at the time. When the twin flame came up, I actually stood up and did it. I say, instead of saying, oh, everything's going to be all right, we'll be right, la da 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 da, oh yeah, dig it, macho man. I basically looked and said, this is shit. This is crap. And I can't do this
Well, it's
anymore.
true. You get so sick of your own self that it's just like to the point where you have to start to change your own behavior and realize you are the one that's creating this happening. Yeah, exactly the same thing. Like mine was fear. I was always incredibly scared. So I gravitated towards people who made me feel safe. And I mistook that energy to be love, especially at a very young age. Safety to me meant love. And tendencies to be with men with very aggressive personalities is who I gravitated towards because they could protect me. They could make me feel safe. But this is because somebody stole my safety at a very young age. And that's the reason I attached. It didn't matter what they did. It was never safe. It was chaotic and crazy and dramatic. But I just felt like if shit went down, would have my back. And I had always had this fear that something bad was going to happen. And so that was kind of my attachment style. And it was really interesting to finally put that piece of the puzzle together. And
when did you find that out, Jack? When did you actually realize?
Over the last, just over the last couple of months when we really started to get in to the dark. I came across a piece of information that was withheld from me that I had to do a little investigating to find out when the trauma had initially started. And that was kind of the last piece that made me realize and understand why I had been scared my whole life. Okay. And after I finally put it all together, it was like, holy crap, every single thing in my entire life was based on this fear that I used to say I came into this world haunted. And it wasn't. I just was too young to remember what happened.
That's
But
amazing,
yeah,
isn't
that
it?
was the fear. And
Yeah,
it totally changed my life after I realized it.
we've been going through a lot. So I was going to say hello to Luna. Luna's on our page, Jack,
Yes,
to
I
say
saw
hello.
her.
She's giving us some likes. I'm getting tired of me too. It's look, you know what? We can go the male female type thing. You know, men should pay for everything, all this kind of stuff. This is where it was going, like where it should dating. But I would agree with that. That men, I see a lot of people just don't want to do it. But you have to look at it a couple of ways with regards to. And look, I'll go straight down the path of the connection, the intimacy, the emotion, the sex thing. Be straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Have a look. And then once I realized what was going on, I was attracted to that. But also, it was a lot of trauma-based stuff with regards to the way I was brought up, way I was chasing, where I wasn't enough. I couldn't get enough. If I got something, I have to hold on to it because of my insecurities and stuff and all this shit that had happened. Excuse me, I'm going to swear, I don't give a shit. But, you know, all this shit that happened when I was younger. And as a father now, I know myself that I know myself how I've raised my child. Mate, if I was like that when I was 18, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? And she's amazing, you know? And
I know. And
you
I think
know,
we did learn to teach our kids better than what we were taught, even though we were still struggling with the darkest parts of our shadow. I think it was just this inherent knowing
and that went on to
that,
sorry to cut you off
we
there.
don't want them to suffer the way we did.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off there, but also the dating thing.
No.
I mean, and all my partners were shit. I'll be straight up. And reason why, it's not their people. As people, they had their own journey and they go, oh, you shouldn't do this. Oh, look, at the end of the day, go get stuffed. It was bloody, at the end of the day, they treated me like shit and I let them have it, okay? That's the way it is. It doesn't matter. Mate, I could be dating whoever, Angelina Jolie, which is another story. We can do one on her, jeez, tell you what. Anyway, but, you know, whoever it may be, it doesn't matter who it was. I attracted that and I let them treat me like garbage because I didn't understand. And then you have this hatred of women. I'm straight up, I go, I'm not frigging dating anymore, but bloody bullshit, you know what I mean? All this kind of crap. And, you know, you have this hatred. You go, oh, you hate women. I go, mate, I hate the way women treat me. And I have to look at it, so see the words I'm using, how the women treated me. Now, when we go through and this is where it all comes down to what Jackie's been saying and what I've been saying, we switched it around. Yeah, they treated me, but how am I treating myself? How am I letting them treat me? Getting these bloody morons, you know?
Yeah,
Okay?
we definitely have to teach each people how to we we teach them how to treat us, and if we allow things to happen or you play that role, I'm not comfortable with a man paying for me. I know that everyone's like, "Oh, women are gold diggers." Are you joking? I don't go out and expect people to pay for me on a first date or
Yeah,
anything. I will not go on a date if I don't have money in my pocket and assume somebody else is going to pay for me. Like, fuck off. What if
do
it's a
you
weirdo?
think, okay, do you think, Jack, okay, here's one for you. I see it. I think it's all based on ego too. This is where people aren't awake. And this is men and women. Like, this is coming from a male's point of view. You see people, they look down on you. Women look down on you in some ways. You're not at that level. I mean, I've got an opinion on that, but I walk in and people say to me, look, and here I'm going to boost my ego a little bit because I don't see it. Someone said to me when I walked in somewhere, every woman looked at you, and I go, I didn't see it. Right? I'll be honest with you. Right? If anyone knows me, I'm not like that. Right? I don't mind. I'm a bloody vain mirror man. I look at myself and think I'm great. Right? I used to do that, but I still think there's standards out there that people who aren't awake have that, especially ladies, and even look, men are trying to chase the ladies, and look, and at the end of the day, men are looking for that physical contact. If you go on that next spiritual path, it's a connection. You have that nice, but they're looking to connect and have a good time for the night or whatever. And then you've got this is only, and it says this is not an extended opinion, but then you got girls who are looking for a guy to whether it be a certain type of guy, the 6 foot, six out, 6 pack, 6 figures, all that stuff. So you have that clash, and you hear that on lots of podcasts and opinions and articles and stuff. But where we're going, isn't it? It's all about ego with that. You can see the egos. Those guys are doing that. And if anyone, look, disclaimer: if you want
That's
to
a
get to,
superficial relationship. I could care
that's
less
it.
about relationships that have zero value. You're bringing zero value into my life with your materialistic bullshit. Like, if you don't want real connection or real conversation, then come at me. People know I bring out honest conversations. I don't even have superficial conversations with the people I'm with. There is no purpose to just that kind of connection for me.
Well, it's like now.
So,
Have a look at the conversation we're having, Jack. We've just brought that up we're having it on live conversation, what we're doing. And look, this is not just pick up the hookup culture. You can do what you want. I'm not telling you. One thing Jackie and I always push is be a good self and do what you need to do. All right, but don't hurt anyone in the process. If you want to go and hook up and do what you want, that's fine. But what we're saying is regarding getting together and finding that person, which let's be honest, deep down people want it. Okay, I'm not going to lie, people want it. People want to have that connection with someone, have that lovely connection with someone. But again, it comes down with the male's point of view. What are you bringing to the table? Because you know what I'm going to bring to the table for you. And I know myself personally with all the idiots that I came, I'm going to call them. I don't care. I'll call them out. I mean, there's, all the clowns I was with, and this is all my fault, man, ladies and gentlemen, my fault too. They're living their journey. But when you say it's like taking advantage, doesn't matter if it's a friendship, a relationship, sexual relationship, or whatever it may be, you're taking advantage of someone fully for your own benefit. It's absolutely friggin' shit. And then you have to look at yourself. Why are you doing that? This is where the shadow work comes in. This is where learning about ourselves and what Jackie was saying. She said the words she said. She'd be one of the perfect catchers in the world because she values herself. But then she won't. I'm pretty confident, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to date Jackie, you can come through me. But what I'm saying is, she were to find someone.
My husband will love that.
If she went, well. We won't go that. I'll leave it right there. If you want to push the hearts for love for Jackie, go for it, please. I can say I'm an ex-wrestler. But no, but on the serious note, she values herself, and there's expectations out there. Men pay for everything, and people go on dates, all this Tinder bullshit. That's fine. I would believe that would be more. You'd find the person more that you're going with, male, female, whatever you're into. Why don't you just go for a drink, have a chat, get to know the person? You don't have to impress them at all. You impress them with yourself. And I think we lost the ego because this is the hookup culture that we've got. And, we won't go into what I think of Valentine's Day because, anyway, because Valentine's Day should be every day. But why not just go and hook up and catch up? Not in a case of hook up and do anything, just catch up and say, you have that connection. This is where we're at with our lives. This is where a lot of people start to become aware of what's happening. What do you think about that, Jack? So if you were to, some person on here...
I'm not a person who is a hookup person. I can't really... it's funny because I figured out something about myself, and it's kind of maybe creepy, but I can literally get off by other people's expression of their energy. So if you tell me a story and you're all into it and you're like, and I can bring out like the depths of your vulnerability, I can almost have like an emotional orgasm off that story. So right. I'm fine with just connecting with people on that emotional level. I don't really have physical sexual desire. So I'm pretty happy with that.
That's what I mean. This is what I'm saying to you. So
I'm not going to just let anybody into my energetic field. I'm kind of like the stealer of great energetic moments from other people, and I am perfectly fine with that. I'm fulfilled.
But this is what I'm saying to you. This is where you'll look at the person's energy, but this is where the work we've done, Jack. This is proof that even though I can look at myself and say, look, yes, I did go the physical way. I'll tell you straight up, not that I used people for that, but was there an intention to get off? Maybe, yeah, absolutely, there could have been, for sure. But it was mutual. I didn't go and say, wham bam, or thank you, ma'am, all that kind. But it was the case of this is where it was. You have a physical attraction to someone. There's nothing wrong with hooking up, having a physical attraction. But then what more do you want in life type thing. I knew there was more for me, but as I said, going through this breakdown, I put a video up today about I had to have this breakdown that I had. I wouldn't have been, if I didn't have the breakdown, didn't have the twin flame, I wouldn't be on this podcast doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't be like where I'm, here we go, self-promoted, Diamond Dallas Page, love you. Mike Merrow, love you. You know, we're on Spotify, SoundCloud, we're on Apple Play, we're talking about our journeys, right? We're talking about what we've learned. We want to create a safe space for anyone who wants to talk to us because we've been through it. Okay, we have a PhD in life. You can see how Jackie's talking about what she wants doing. She gets off on the energy and the frequency of what she does with people, like we are now. The frequency, we're trying to raise that frequency. So if you want to hit the, if you like it, just hit the. We love seeing the hearts. Give the hearts to this lady.
Thank you. Well, yeah, no, today was a really good conversation. I think we should open it up to more topics like this because these are what people are really going through, and it's important to find partners that can meet you at your level. Relationships, there's an equal balanced exchange of energy. If you're the one giving and nobody's giving you back, or if you don't even feel comfortable receiving, you got to kind of work on your own inner self a little bit before you should even pick a new partner.
Well, this is the teaching.
Hooking up, living, moving in with someone because you're just scared. And I get it. I was scared for 20 plus years. I get it. But you're never going to find happiness that way.
Absolutely.
You got to work on yourself.
Absolutely. So you look at a case of, with men and women. See, this is the thing. It could have been a man and woman. You'd probably get someone who would disagree with us. And we've come together.
Someone's always disagreeing.
The yin and yang, but at the end of the day, if you find yourself and you're happy with that, you have an opinion and stuff, but there's so much stuff going around out there. Excuse me, but if you looking into yourself and understand yourself, you can attract those things. And I think one thing I've noticed, Jack, in the last 3 to 4 months, which I'm visioning every damn night, except for last night because I was watching Countdown, which is very good. It's like top of the pops. And all those ones, music scene or whatever it is in the States, whatever. But at the end of the day, we're visioning and we're connecting to the universe and all those kind of things. The flow, allowing yourself to trust yourself within yourself to grow and understand the trust and flow that you have. Trust that, okay, not a case of, we talked about intuition, and I was saying that we talked about that last time about intuition being the gut feeling and letting your subconscious, stopping your subconscious from stopping you from moving forward properly. Instead of actually helping you, assisting you on the path. That's it. That's as simple as that. And this is the same thing with people as well. But great chat today, Jack. That's been fantastic. I think, and thank you for all the loves and likes and all the love that you've been giving us.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been fantastic to get involved with all this. Luna, thanks so much. You're beautiful. We'll get you on board. It's one of those things. Just want to do a big shout out. And to myself, to myself for once in my life. I've got these affirmation cards. Yeah. Hey, ego's coming up. There we go. This is all.
That's exciting.
Anyway, got these affirmation cards. I've got kangaroos and koalas on it, and they speak the Aussie language or the Aussie twist. Watch the video. Go and watch TikTok on Words of the Warrior. Have a look at that. We've got those cards coming out very, very soon. If you want an Akashic record reading, or you just want to chat about relationship, because I think this lady's got it on. I think she's got a good feel. So, ladies, if you want to work out how to get a good bloke, I think you should talk to this lady and get yourself right before you actually and set some boundaries. Blokes, come on, I'll help you out. I'll at least guide you, because Greg, Riley, and Michael McNair, they were beautiful in there. So, yeah, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will do the close for that. Thanks so much for joining us. Like, subscribe, and share on TikTok, Facebook, SoundCloud, Spotify. We've got Level 11 Spiritual Transit Podcast, Sex, Drugs, and Spirituality with Jackie and Elizabeth. They talk about their life and times, how they're growing. They're telling their story telling their story live. Myself, Journey of the Whitefeather. I'm telling my story when I went through my breakdown and all the stuff that I've found about myself that I can help you through. I want to be a guide for you. I'm here for a safe space. We're on YouTube. We're everywhere. And, of course, our hero, Brett the Hitman Hart from Canada, over there. I'm coming over to see Brett very, very soon, I hope. But always say, get up, be the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week on the Spiritual
Bye.
Transit
Love and
Podcast.
light, friends.
Take care. Rock out. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.